My name is Michael Doody, and am running for the position of council in Ward 5. I'm finishing 35 years at the council table, and I look forward to being able to put forward what, again, my vision of what the city of Timmins can be, should be, and where we are today. And I look forward to another election, and certainly it's nice to see that there are many out there in the community that are ready to step forward, and everybody has their vision of what they would like the city to be, and I commend them, because if I hadn't done this way back when, I wouldn't be here today. I feel sincerely that with 35 years experience, I realize that with the new council and whoever is the mayor, who heads council, by the way, and really in many ways has the ability to set the agenda of what we could be doing over the next 4 years. I'm a very, very strong proponent. I've been a supporter of mining and lumbering for the Timmins area. We can't forget that Timmins was built on mining and lumbering, and how fortunate we are to have 5 working mines still within, I call, the district of the city of Timmins, or very close by. It's the Noront Glencore project. This is about as big as when, and I was here when it happened in 1966, was the finding of Texas Gulf. And it's still what a tremendous, and brought us a smelter. It brought us a steady employment base for our community, and that's what Noront Glencore can do for Timmins, Reed, the Ring of Fire. This is going to be huge. Much of the things that we plan have to be focused that we keep Timmins as a strong regional center of Timmins, James Bay, all of Northeastern Ontario. It is amazing what you can achieve if you're all on the same page. If you're willing to bring all the people on a particular project, bring all the people to the same table, it's amazing what you can accomplish working together. Sometimes we tend to forget that. The odd time I have to remind people that 50% of the people that you meet actually don't go out and vote, which, when you think about it, what a statistic. You may have some opinions about how things should be done, but as a whole, on the big projects, you should be doing everything you can to work together with the Timmins Economic Development Corporation, who has become a strong voice as the Timmins Chamber of Commerce. And if we can do that, Timmins is going to do very, very well. Listen, I came to Timmins in 1959 for my first full-time radio job to work for the very well-known Roy Thompson. Thought I'd be here a couple of years and end up with the CBC maybe somewhere in Toronto. I'm still here, my children are gone, but Timmins has been good to me. And that's one of the things that drives me at City Council, is I can see what is possible. And I'm one of those people that tries to bring people together, and hopefully, I hope I'll be able to continue to do that. You bring out a good point. I'm a founding member of the Timmins BIA some years ago. I still sit on the Timmins Business Improvement Area. And they work, and these are people, they come together, we meet on an ongoing basis, and we've done a few things over the years that has helped. But every community where big malls, and that's the way of living today, come in, has been a kind of a detriment in some areas. But a lot of the good things happening in the Timmins area. We have a close relationship with the city, and if there are things where it's feasible, financially feasible, we've been able to do that. I think we've had great leadership in Noella, being head of the BIA, and she has that close relationship with the city, and she knows what's available, and we've worked with the city, and we'll continue to do that. I would say that the majority of today of the councillors sitting around the table have nothing strongly against the aquatic center, but somebody has to pay for it. And I've taken the position, which I had right from the beginning, is it would only be feasible if it's one-third, one-third, one-third. One-third from the municipality with fundraising, which is what we did the last for the pool that we did build. I headed up that along with the building of the arena, and I think that will be the same way here. We can get commitments from the provincial government and the federal government that they would bring in their share, and I think the municipality is willing to take a look at doing their share along with public fundraising. So it's a possibility, but the realities are there. The realities that I think it's out of reach if we don't get support from the two other levels of government. I think we're well situated in Timmins for recreation in all parts of the city, and in some cases where they want something a little bit added to it. We've had tremendous support from the general public who's willing to go out and fundraise with the help of the city. And that's how you get things done. If you can bring all those people to the table, it's amazing what you can do. Stars and Thunder, I think nobody can say that the actual performances and everything is just a huge success. I think we now realize, and the people who are very involved, I think that what you're going to see with Stars and Thunder, if it is going to come back, is the different style of financing. I think we need help probably from the province. Certainly for the full financial force of Stars and Thunder being put on the city of Timmins, I think we all agree now that that's not going to last. We just can't do it. I think there's agreement that now, if we're going to have Stars and Thunder in a way to help us financially, that it should be only for 3 days at the most. I think we're looking at other ways of trying to help fund a weekend. Certainly everybody thinks that it's been well attended. If I may, just on a little more. I go into one of the local coffee shops and I went in there. Now, this was about a year ago. And I went in and I go in and they know who I am and everything. And the 4 ladies that worked there were all ladies who were, if I could use the word, a little elderly. They were upending their old age pensions, and they worked there. And they called me over and said, "Mr. Doody, we'd like to talk to you." They said, "You know, we like to go to concerts too, but if we want to go to the concert in Toronto," they said, "we got to take the plane, we got to stay in a hotel for a night or 2 in Toronto, we got to pay for our tickets." They said, "You know, that's difficult for us. So we support, but we also hear if there is a way that we can help it to make it a lot easier, fully prepared to do that." 3 days, I think, is plenty, and other ways of trying to get help to help finance it. I think that's going to be in the books, and everybody is willing to sit down and work together on it to come up with a solution where it's easier for everybody, for the taxpayers, for the people who live here, for people in the region to attend. I think we're all working towards the same thing. I think we'll be able to work it out. A lot of people don't realize the city of Timmins received a letter from the Timmins Porcupine Health Unit. And on it said, the soil is contaminated. Just imagine if we didn't do anything and a child got sick for whatever reason. Parents said, well, we think him playing there all the time. So we have a huge responsibility, and there was only one way to go, was to redo it. And we've done that. A lot of people tend to forget that the Hollinger Park is really an iconic piece of property that, not that it was given to us by the Hollinger mine, and it's a spot that everybody recognizes, and I think all working together, we're going to work that way. One of the big handicaps that we have, and it's no secret to everybody, if you're living in the GTA or out in the very popular areas, we are in Northern Ontario. We have to have real good relations with the people who represent us, and whoever is the Minister of Northern Development, of course, we have to have a good relationship with them. And no matter how you cut it, when we make our presentations, they have to be first class, be well presented, and not be afraid to say, we'll pay our share. And that's what we really need. And if we can work at that, we can work together. I think it's amazing what we'll be able to do. Listen, I've gone to visit friends that have different extended cares and everything. And it's great, guys I played ball with and everything. Gives my age away. But at the manor, if something goes wrong, we have medical attention at the manor. And I think it's been a tremendous asset to have in Timmins. I hear from people there on an ongoing basis. And at my board meetings, we have the head of nursing there and the chief administrator. And I remind them that people who are in the manor, we want them treated just like you would be treating your mom and dad, your brother or sister that are here. And, we have to watch our pennies there, and we looked at ways if there was places where we could save a few dollars. But the Golden Manor is a special place in the city of Timmins that our forefathers thought of having for this community, and now, to the whole city of Timmins that provides it. I have to say that I continue to support it, but we continue to look at ways that we can do things a little bit better, save a few dollars here and there, but it's a facility that the city of Timmins should be proud of. Quite often, people, they get to a certain age, they'll move away or be close to where their children have been and everything else. And being in a place, what is so important, that's why I talk about the Noront Glencore thing, is providing work. And this is going to be huge because the majority of their workers will have to be from Timmins, and good paying jobs. So when we continue to fight for those kind of things, Timmins is going to be fine. The taxes that we raise, they're reinvested into the city. 4,000 square miles, the city of Timmins, and whether you live out in Connaught or we're out there, you have a right to say, I want a good road, I want it well looked after, in some cases maybe paved, and they want some of the same services. So that's what we're faced with, and that's what happens to you when you become elected as a councillor for the city of Timmins and the mayor. Those are the problems we're faced with, but I keep repeating, we sit at the table, be positive, willing to work together. We can make it that much easier for us. I've said this many times. Sometimes you have to say no to certain things that people would want, but I still think it's a great place to live, great place to raise a family, and I'm still here. That's why you become a councillor, to make sometimes some tough decisions. And there's a priority, and we as a council will have to realize that. You just can't say yes to everything. Some things you have to say no to. Let me tell you, generally speaking, I've learned over the years, most people that you meet are just super people, and be willing to work with them. I'm ready to do that for another 4 years. That would be a feather in our cap, and I think in the realm of education, I think that would be the next big step. If somewhere down the line, I think we could bring all the people together. And certainly it doesn't have to be on a grand scale, but to start off, that one of the universities would set up an office and offer some courses at the university level here in Timmins. It's something that I'll continue to bring up, and certainly it's something that we should all be working together to bring Timmins. It makes Timmins, again, even more important as a regional center, if we could have that in Timmins. You know, we should all be taking an opportunity if there's something new and innovative that could be in Timmins. I really believe that the Economic Development Corporation and the Chamber of Commerce are only too willing to, if there's something, to bring it to council. It doesn't have to start off big, it can start off small. When you think the Université de Hearst is situated now in Timmins with College Boreal right beside it, I think it's something, hopefully, that Northern College and that the city would give its support to. I think its time has come. A cement roadway will last 40 years as opposed to regular pavement. You're talking 4, 5, 6 years, you know, and you're going to start again. So it's an area that I've had in the back of my mind and as a proposal. Certainly the engineers at the City of Timmins are aware. The last major survey that we asked consultants to do of redoing our roads and fresh pavement and everything, $93 million. That's what they feel. Now we know that we could never spend 93 in one shot, but that's where we are, and we inherited a lot of that when we became a city. But it's a thing people use every day, and one of the things that we have to remember, we have surveys that tell us which are more used roads, and maybe we should, and I think we try to, just maybe instead of something else, maybe our amount that we look to put in our budgets, maybe it should be a little bit more. I know that there are some, we would have no problems in doubling what we presently budget for our roadways. Certainly it's got to be one of our major projects. It's going to cost money, but listen, it's nice to do some things, but on a roadway that is used every day by people going to and from work, it's something probably we're going to have to pay more attention to. If you put in a cement, what that's going to save you over 5, 10 years, you know, you'll be able to tell you what you've saved, and you do that in a couple of different places. That's where you're going. So you, as you go along, you will be able to budget more for that. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to go in that direction very, very soon. You know, Timmins, I think, is still a thriving community. I think that, you know, it's amazing how many people came here to work in the mines in the very early days. The children are here, sure, a lot after high school, after university, settle somewhere else. But I tell you, the mining industry has been very good to Timmins, and as long as I'm around, I'll be here to support.